Hey everybody, I actually got a request to do a video on my IUD experience, since it's a little bit more of a rare form of birth control. I had a few people on Tumblr ask me how my procedure went and what to expect. And I got the Mirena IUD. I went with that because I do have problems. I really wanted something that wasn't hormonal, but I had problems with acne still, so I wanted something with a little help for that. So I went with the Mirena. So far, I've had it since November, I believe. I got it put in November, and so what you do when they go in, just ask them about the IUD. Your gynecologist should tell you and discuss your options with you. IUD may not be for you. Oh, and in case you are unsure of what an IUD is, it's a little T-shaped device, and the Mirena actually has hormones on it, and they stick it past your cervix, and the procedure goes past your cervix into your uterus, and it positions there and releases hormones in this case, and the position kills sperm. So it's unable to reach where it needs to reach to make you pregnant. And they aren't exactly sure how the copper one works. At least that's what I read. Which I think that's kind of odd. They have something, they don't know how it works. I may be wrong on that though. I just may not have read enough. But anyways, my physical experience with the IUD. So I hate this. So I went in, asked my doctor about it, and explained to her why I was really bad at taking the pill. I'm 20 years old and I don't want to get pregnant. So forgetting to take the pill was one of my biggest reasons for asking for it. Also, I travel a lot, so if I was to happen to run out of my pills or lose my pills or whatever, I'd be fucked. And so I wanted something I didn't have to worry about remembering, basically. And this is good for up to 5 years, so I won't have to worry about any sort of birth control for 5 years. My insurance did cover it. It covered 80% of it, and then we had flex money to cover the rest of it. So I didn't have to pay for any of it, luckily. Thank God for that. But, okay. The procedure, what they do is they'll ask you if you want like ibuprofen or anything like that, and that will help. I haven't had any kids, so it was a little bit tougher of a procedure for me. And what they do is they will take a measuring device, it just looks like a long pole. It's about that big around. And they will stick it all the way inside of you to measure how far they need to put the IUD in, so you get a feel for how you are mapped out personally and all your tubes and your pipes work. So after they do that, they'll give you the ibuprofen. They'll ask you if you want to drink, anything like that. And, well, at least hopefully you have a good gynecologist that will kind of comfort you through this, because it is a little bit painful. Honestly, the most painful part was probably the measuring, though. The IUD feels like a really strong pressure and push into your cervix, and they'll take it and they'll put it on the end of a stick, basically a pole, and they put it inside of you and push it past your cervix up into you, and they position it. And afterwards, my gynecologist did not cut my strings at first because she wanted to see how what length I wanted them. But the strings do hang past the cervix, and you can fill up inside of you and touch them and make sure that your IUD is still in place and that you haven't lost it. It's very rare that you lose it or that something weird happens, but just in case. And then afterwards was the worst part for me. I thought I was fine at first. I thought, wow, I did pretty freaking good with this. I didn't feel any side effects. I was just a little lightheaded and, of course, a little bit of pain right where it squeezed past my cervix. So that was hurting quite a bit. But besides that, the cramping and everything, I was fine. But then when I walked out of the parking lot, my boyfriend went with me, and he was driving because they told me not to drive afterwards, and I'm really glad that they had told me that, or I would have been there for a while. Um, I felt like I was gonna faint. They offered me some juice to get my blood sugar, whatever, back up. That didn't really help. I was too nauseous to drink it. And as I was walking to the car, it got even worse, and I just felt like I was gonna pass out. I had the worst cold chills ever. I thought I was gonna throw up on the way home. It was like really cold. I was like sticking my head out the window because I was so hot, and I felt like I was gonna pass out, and that was the worst part. And I felt like that for about 3 to 4 hours. Um, Honestly, I took some pills and went to sleep because it was so bad. I just didn't want to be awake feeling like that. I threw up um, when I got home, and I just passed out on the couch and woke up still not feeling good. I didn't feel completely okay until the next day, and even then, standing up for a little bit kind of made me nauseous. But the good thing is that one day or that one evening of feeling like complete shit is totally worth 5 years of birth control that you don't have to think about or you don't have to fuck with. So, yeah, I definitely thought that one day of like the pain and it honestly, looking back, it sucked then, but the pain was not that bad. It was just the simple fact that I did not expect to feel like that. Maybe now that you're hearing someone else say that you might feel like that, especially if you haven't had children and you've never been that dilated before, um, then maybe you'll be more mentally prepared for it, because I definitely wasn't. They said I did really good with the procedure though, and that I did better than most people do. So I guess I got off easy, but don't let that scare you away from it, because it really is one of the best forms of birth control I believe out there. Because I was on the pill, I had NuvaRing for a little bit. I just didn't like them. I didn't like fooling with them. I had to think about before I had sex, did I take my pill? Is my NuvaRing been in long enough? Do I have to pull my NuvaRing out? It was stupid. So for me, I am low maintenance, so the IUD was a winner for me. Uh, Side effects that I've noticed since I've had it in. When I have sex, I sometimes in certain positions, or depending on how the sex goes, um, I get a little crampy. It's not like something unbearable. It's just like kind of like a dull ache right where you can feel the IUD is. I don't know if that's just because. Oh yeah, and I got my strings trimmed, by the way, because at first they were poking my partner, so that wasn't good. But we got those trimmed, and it's been okay now. A certain positions or whatever, he says he still can feel it, but whatever, not my problem. Just kidding. That's bad, but whatever. Okay. So I mean, besides that, just a little dull ache right there. As long as you don't get too crazy, which may be your cup of tea, but as long as you don't get too crazy, I don't think it'll be too bad. And it's only been like 2 months, so I read that eventually those pains will go away. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I won't have to deal with that in a couple months. 3 months is like the time they give you for the side effects to start wearing off. So I haven't quite reached that yet. But also, I've been losing a lot less hair. The pill was like making my hair fall out, and it was also making me fucking crazy. Like I had mood swings like crazy. I feel so bad for the people that I was around. But now I am a lot more balanced, and my hair is staying in my head, thank God. And I don't know, I have noticed that when I, like, my stomach is a lot more sensitive, and I don't know if that's just in my head or what, but I haven't had any weight gain. Well, I have, but it's not the IUD's fault. It's my fault for eating like a little piglet. But I haven't noticed any weight gain. I've noticed a little bit of bloating, but I haven't had a period since I got my IUD. I had a few days of spotting after the procedure, but besides that, my periods have lasted one day, which may worry some people, but for me, that's a blessing. I don't hate my period, but who looks forward to it, you know? So, just, I strongly consider the IUD as an option if your insurance covers it, which it should. Starting the beginning of the year, if you have insurance, it should cover it. But it's definitely something to look into if you are tired of taking a pill or tired of keeping up with maneuvering and sticking it in your fridge. What was that? So yeah, I hope this helped some of you out a little bit that were considering an IUD. Maybe some of you are considering an IUD that weren't before. The procedure is definitely worth the long-term advantages, which is I don't have to worry about it. I just don't. And it's a lot more sure of a thing than the pill was. So, yeah, good luck with all your future birth control endeavors, and yay to not getting pregnant.